Hey wild ones, I'm Lucy and this is Pussy Powered. In today's episode, we're going to talk about self-pleasure rituals 101. This is a long-awaited video and I'm so excited to dive right in. So, why self-pleasure ritual? What the fuck? I know some of you are probably thinking this is not something that I ever imagined I would have a ritual for. In fact, if you're anything like me and the context that I was brought up in, it was sinful and immoral to self-pleasure. It was something that you're supposed to save for your husband and he's responsible for giving you pleasure. Talk about pressure. Pressure on him, pressure on me to feel fucking amazing every time we had sex or every time he touched me. And then of course there are all the things that are supposedly off limits because it is inappropriate even within marriage. So if you're feeling a little reluctant or resistant to the idea of having a self-pleasure ritual because you have these deep-seated beliefs that it is just flat out wrong, I encourage you to watch on. And if you are like, yes, I want a self-pleasure ritual in my life, I am so fucking ready, tell me more, then also keep watching. I will share different specifics in different videos. So be sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. So why is a self-pleasure ritual so powerful? Well, for starters, there is so much pressure that we put on our sex lives with our partners, if you have a partner, on our spouses, our lovers, that this person is supposed to figure out what makes you feel good and do it every time, and if they don't, then they feel like a failure, or maybe you even fight during sex or after sex because somebody's ego is hurt or crushed. So much pressure. And it's really just illogical to have all of this pressure and responsibility of figuring out what makes you feel good. Your self-pleasure ritual is an opportunity for you to explore what feels good without the pressure of I have to have an orgasm or I have to make him or her feel good about him or herself, without feeling rushed to climax within a certain amount of time because oh my god, he or she is getting bored. So this is your sacred time to explore and to feel around for spots that maybe you didn't know felt good, because what happens a lot of times in our sex lives is even for the most adventurous couples who try all different kinds of positions, which are really not most couples. Most couples, we have our go-to thing that we do like 90% of the time, so it takes a lot of intentional effort to try something new, period. But when you know that you have this self-pleasure time to look forward to every day, or however often you choose to do it, then you know you'll have this no pressure zone to just explore and have fun and feel good. So many times we put pressure on ourselves that, okay, orgasm is the goal, so let's just hurry up and get there. And we're like, we're tight and we're clenched and we're not breathing and we're stressed out about how long it's been and oh my god, is my clit broken? What's wrong with my vagina? We can judge ourselves so harshly. We can criticize ourselves so harshly. Use this self-pleasure ritual as a breather, as an opportunity to get more familiar with your pussy. It will pay off in profound ways, more ways than I can count. Your sex life will improve, your orgasms will be so much more powerful, your confidence will skyrocket, and as you consistently cultivate this sexual energy, you'll feel more creative, more in flow, more sexy, more energized. A little pep in your step. Pussy needs love, queen. She needs love. She needs your love. She's just waiting for you to lavish her with love and attention. How can we expect someone else to give her all of the love and attention that she deserves if we are not willing to do it ourselves? So how do we do it? All right. First, decide when you're gonna do it. Is it gonna be a morning thing? Is it gonna be like an afternoon thing when you know you have this little window of time? Is it gonna be a night thing, an end of the day thing? Decide when you want to try this. As with anything else, it will take a little bit of tweaking, experimenting, seeing what works. For me, I like to do mine in the morning. It's a part of my morning ritual after my meditation, after my vocal toning, my Reiki, my visualization, my solo tantra breathing and breath work. I like to do my self-pleasure ritual after all that because I'm so in tune with my body and in tune with my energy, and it's just like the perfect way to wrap up my morning ritual before I go on with the rest of my big day. Second, decide where you're gonna do this. Do it somewhere where ideally you will have privacy, and make sure that it's comfortable. 3, set a vibe for yourself, set the mood. How do you wanna feel when you're in your self-pleasure ritual time? Choose some special music that'll get you in the mood, some scents. I love burning sage in here, or some Palo Santo, or a vanilla candle. It's just like this warm, earthy vibe. And I personally love playing some shamanic music or some tribal Native American music. Sometimes some of these steel drums with some chanting. Just, I like to really feel grounded and earthy and primal and raw when I do my ritual. 4th, get grounded. As I mentioned, I love to do this after my meditation because I feel grounded. So whatever you need to do to get yourself connected to your body, energetically, mentally present, do that. If you'd like some ideas, you can absolutely visit my video, the 3-minute embodiment daily practice. Or if you want to go deeper into your energy and visualization, then visit my pleasure meditation that's only 10 minutes long. 5th, get comfortable and start exploring. If you want to experience things like G-spot orgasms and cervical orgasms and anal orgasms and energy orgasms, then you've got to be patient with yourself and show up and practice. A lot of women say that they want these experiences, they want this deep pleasure, these waves of orgasmic pleasure, but they're not willing to do the work. They're not willing to show up and invest this time into their self-exploration. And that is what your self-pleasure ritual is going to allow you to access more of. When you're actually self-pleasuring, make sure that you don't just go to the most convenient thing that you know is gonna get you off. Feel pleasure in other ways that you usually wouldn't. In fact, when you are self-pleasuring, I encourage you to begin at your thighs, your inner thighs, and then working your way, massaging, touching, feeling into your outer labia, and then your inner labia, your clitoris, all around your vulva. And you will notice that as you become more aroused, because your clitoris is actually quite large, it begins to swell, it begins to get more erect, your entire vulva will look and feel swollen. And it's gonna be like, touch me please! And just take your time. In fact, if you have a time restraint, or you know that you only want to spend, 10 or 15 or 20 minutes doing this, set your timer before you begin so that you're not, having it in the back of your mind like, oh my God, I wonder how long it's been. I think, is it time to take the kids somewhere? Is it time for breakfast, for lunch? Take the guesswork out as much as possible when it comes to your timing. And on that note, release yourself from the expectation and the pressure of having an orgasm. Here's the thing about that. The more you practice experiencing pleasure in other ways that you're not used to, or experiencing pleasure without the pressure to come, you will be able to access your ability to surrender. And what happens when you surrender? Ironically, that's when we have the most powerful orgasms. And isn't that just like life too? Like, we're not forcing it, we're not pushing for it, we're not all tense like, I wanna get to the goal. But instead we breathe and we relax and we open up and receive. And that's when the magic happens. But don't rush it. For any woman who has trouble having an orgasm, for any woman who has a vibrator addiction, another topic that I will make a dedicated video for any woman who struggles to climax in front of their partner or feels like she's so in her head during sex, this is the first thing I recommend she does. Establish a self-pleasure ritual. 6th, let's talk toys. Or other things. I'm gonna show you a few of my favorite things. First in the lineup, we have our good old-fashioned vibrator. However, again, because vibrator addiction, meaning that you cannot come without your vibrator, is really common. So don't just rely on your vibrator, but it's still a super fun toy to use in your self-pleasure ritual. Second, we have rose quartz crystal, which has these healing properties, and it's really beautiful, especially if you have had any kind of repressed emotions around sexuality or negative beliefs around sexuality, which we absolutely store in our bodies in our pussies. I love using this. You can use the skinny side, you can use the thicker side, and it lets you put pressure on certain pleasurable spots like the G-spot while you're also using your vibrator. I mean, there's all kinds of materials of wands. Here's an obsidian one, tiger's eye. I have dedicated ones for other orifices because I like to keep them separated. Another fun one is my personal current favorite at the time of shooting this video. It's my glass wand. Now, I got this on Etsy. There are all kinds of different shapes and sizes and curvatures and all of that. This is definitely a great addition to your self-pleasure toolbox. Of course, we've also got yoni eggs. Now this I don't personally use in my self-pleasure rituals. I know some women who do, and if you're familiar with using the jade egg or a yoni egg of any type and you feel most comfortable or familiar with this, go for it. Also, I would be remiss if I omit lubrication. There is no shame in needing lubrication. Most of the time, I don't need it because I have done all this energy flow, like my pussy is ready, literally. But not always. So I always keep a little tube of this. Now, this is WeVibe lube. WeVibe is not paying me to promote their products. I love this lube. I've tried so many different kinds that left like either like a weird sticky residue or like congealed onto my toys. But I love this one. It's water-based and it's not a pain in the ass to wash it off. And of course, you've got your good old-fashioned dildos. I did not bring my dildos down here. They're in my special drawer. I'm gonna spare you that. But if you have a favorite dildo, of course you can use that in your self-pleasure ritual. Or you can simply use your fingers. However you choose to self-pleasure, again, the big idea here is to give yourself the gift of self-exploration, feeling pleasure without the rush or pressure of having an orgasm. And in doing so, you will facilitate deeper, more satisfying orgasms with your partner and alone. Actually, once you have been doing your self-pleasure ritual consistently, your lover will notice how much more present you are, how much more you're enjoying even the same old things that you usually do together. How much more receptive your pussy is, or how much more wet she is, or how much more easily excited she is. He or she will definitely reap the benefits of your self-pleasure ritual. All right, wild ones, that is it for today. I would love to hear about how this goes for you, especially if you have not been in the habit of self-pleasuring, or if you have been a faithful masturbator but you have never approached it in such a way that you don't feel pressured or rushed to come. Stay tuned for more. In the meantime, here's to your unleashing for a pussy-powered life.